Just off Wellington's rugged coast, divers claim to have stumbled upon a chilling relic hidden in a submerged cave near Capri Island. A skeleton bearing both human-like bones and aquatic features, a gilled hybrid with a fish-like tail. Preserved by the icy Tasman depths, this discovery ignites unsettling questions. Was it a taniwa, the legendary guardian of Maori waters, or an unknown species erased from history? Why has no authority addressed it? Skeptics point to past hoaxes and misidentified fossils, yet whispers persist. If genuine, this find could redefine New Zealand's ancient past, revealing secrets the sea has long concealed. The waters around Wellington, especially near the outer reaches of Capri Island, have long carried whispers of the unknown. Maori tradition speaks of taniwa mythical beings dwelling in rivers, lakes, and seas, sometimes protectors, sometimes monsters. European sailors arriving in the 18th and 19th centuries wrote cryptic accounts of strange forms breaching the waves, enormous shapes disappearing beneath turbulent waters, and unexplainable disturbances that left even hardened whalers unnerved. Such tales, while often dismissed as superstition or exaggeration, found eerie resonance once divers captured photographic evidence of an immense skeleton resting in crystalline shallows. It was the year 2023, and word began to spread like ripples across the surface of the Tasman Sea. Divers, exploring a network of submerged caves near Capri Island, had encountered something that defied explanation. Their flashlights cut through the turquoise depths, revealing a sight straight out of a maritime legend. The skeleton of a sea monster. At first glance, the creature resembled a massive reptilian beast, its elongated jaw filled with needle-like teeth, reminiscent of a crocodile, but far more exaggerated, almost dragon-like in proportions. Its ribs arched outward in broad curves, and the spinal column ran into a long, powerful tail that suggested aquatic propulsion. But it was the details that disturbed even seasoned scientists. Fragments of bone structure in the upper body seemed eerily humanoid. Shoulder joints and arm-like appendages hinted at dexterity not unlike primates, while delicate ridges near the skull suggested the presence of external gills. The divers, wearing sleek wetsuits and armed only with waterproof cameras and notebooks, circled the site cautiously. They feared disturbing the find, worried both about legal implications and the possibility of attracting ridicule. Yet the evidence lay undeniable before their eyes. Sunlight pierced the turquoise surface, illuminating each bone in a spectral glow. The skeleton sprawled dramatically on the white sandy bottom, as though frozen in a final death throe. Coral had not yet colonized its bones, implying it had not been there for millennia, but was instead startlingly fresh in geological terms. Word spread quietly, first among local diving clubs, then through online forums. Images circulated, provoking fiery debates. Some dismissed the find as a staged art installation, a carefully constructed prop left in shallow waters for curious explorers. Others, recalling New Zealand's rich fossil record, including marine reptiles like mosasaurs and plesiosaurs, suggested it might be a previously unknown species preserved in an underwater limestone cavern until shifting tides revealed it. A third camp leaned into mythology, claiming without hesitation that the skeleton belonged to a taniwa, its body finally exposed after centuries of guarding its watery domain. The Maori concept of taniwa is far from uniform. Some Iwai tribes speak of them as protectors, guiding and safeguarding travelers who respect the land and sea. Others describe them as monstrous beings that devour those who trespass or disrespect sacred places. They are deeply woven into cultural memory, often associated with whirlpools, caves, and treacherous currents. To discover a skeleton that embodied both reptilian ferocity and human familiarity struck many as uncanny, a living bridge between folklore and natural history. Skeptics, of course, were quick to counter. Marine archaeologists noted the uncanny neatness of the bones. In nature, skeletons rarely remain fully articulated for long. Ocean currents, scavengers, and decomposition typically scatter remains within weeks. To see a skeleton so intact, posed almost theatrically, raised red flags of artificial placement. Hoaxes of this kind are not without precedent. Throughout history, individuals have staged sea monster remains by combining parts of whales, sharks, and even cows to generate public sensation. Could this be yet another elaborate fraud? Yet certain aspects resisted easy dismissal. Bone density tests conducted on small samples quietly, retrieved by one of the divers, indicated unusual mineral composition inconsistent with modern mammalian remains. The porous structure of some vertebrae resembled that of ancient marine reptiles, but showed adaptations suggesting the ability to breathe both in water and on land. Furthermore, the jaw structure defied easy comparison. While crocodilians and certain extinct mosasaurs possessed formidable teeth, this skeleton's teeth showed wear patterns indicative of a mixed diet, perhaps fish, perhaps crustaceans, and disturbingly, perhaps larger prey. If authentic, the implications are staggering. For decades, paleontologists believed the great marine reptiles of the Mesozoic died out around 66 million years ago, while coelacanths, living fossils, once thought extinct for 65 million years, proved survival in oceanic refuges was possible. No reptilian or humanoid hybrid of this scale had ever been documented. Could New Zealand's deep marine trenches, some plunging over 10,000 meters into perpetual darkness, conceal evolutionary secrets unknown to science? The Tasman Sea itself is notorious. Separating Australia and New Zealand, it is a body of water often treaded by sailors for its unpredictable swells and sudden storms. Beneath its surface lies a labyrinth of submarine canyons, volcanic ridges, and geothermal vents. These extreme environments harbor unique ecosystem species of jellyfish, crustaceans, and fish found nowhere else on Earth. If ever there was a place for a mythic hybrid to endure unnoticed, it would be here, amid the black silence of the Tasman's abyssal plains. Yet despite mounting intrigue, official institutions remained silent. The New Zealand Department of Conservation, when contacted, claimed no record of such a discovery. Local universities avoided comment, citing lack of verified evidence. This vacuum of authority only fueled speculation. Some whispered of suppression, arguing that the discovery, if publicized, could destabilize cultural narratives, tourism industries, and even religious beliefs. Others believed that the bones had already been seized, transported to hidden laboratories, and classified under national security restrictions. The divers themselves, once open in sharing images, grew increasingly guarded. Interviews that once seemed candid shifted into vague recollections. Some denied involvement altogether, while others insisted the photographs were misinterpreted. Conspiracy theorists leapt upon this silence, arguing it was evidence of governmental interference. In their view, the skeleton represented not just a biological curiosity, but a direct challenge to conventional history, a bridge between humanity and something far older, far more primal. Among the Maori community, reactions were complex. Elders cautioned against sensationalism, reminding outsiders that taniwha are not mere creatures, but spiritual entities woven into the land's very fabric. To trivialize their presence as cryptids or tourist attractions was to misunderstand the depth of Maori cosmology. For some, however, the skeleton represented validation that the stories handed down for generations carried echoes of truth, echoes now visible in bone and sand. As debate rages, a haunting question lingers. Why does the skeleton bear feature so uncannily human? Evolutionary biology teaches that parallel developments can occur in unrelated species, leading to shared features such as fins, wings, or eyes. But the humanoid shoulders, rib cage, and skull ridges hint at something more unsettling, a potential branch of hominid, evolution that adapted not to savannas or forests, but to oceans. Could an aquatic relative of humanity, long theorized in fringe anthropology as the aquatic ape hypothesis, have survived in secret refuges until modern times? Even now, divers return to Kapiti's submerged caves, searching for further evidence, bones, artifacts, or signs of habitation. Some claim to have found primitive carvings on submerged rock, symbols resembling waves and serpentine forms. Others insist the skeleton itself has vanished, removed under the cover of darkness. Whether myth, hoax, or groundbreaking truth, the sea monster of Wellington remains one of the most provocative mysteries of the Tasman. It stands at the crossroads of folklore and science, inviting us to consider that the oceans covering more than 70% of Earth remain largely unexplored. The discovery reminds us that the sea is not merely a backdrop for human history, but a vast, living archive holding secrets as ancient as the world itself. Perhaps the bones now rest in some hidden vault, guarded from public scrutiny. Perhaps they were nothing more than an elaborate artistic installation, destined to spark debate before fading into obscurity. Or perhaps, just perhaps, they represent the first, undeniable proof that humanity has never truly been alone in shaping the Earth as past. The ocean, after all, is patient. It conceals, preserves, and waits. And sometimes in the most unexpected places off the coast of a modern capital, beneath sunlit shallows, it parts its veil just long enough to remind us of truths too immense, too unsettling to ignore.